Hey folks, thanks for watching the video. I'm sorry you couldn't be in class today. We're going to do this activity with a partner and hopefully have lots of discussion and figure the concepts out together. But if you're absent, you're watching this video and trying to stay up with your work, you're doing the right thing. So we're taking verbal information about a graph and we're trying to put it on a picture, on a sketch of the graph, on an XY axis. Okay. So the first thing they say is the x-intercept is 0, 0. So let's put a dot right here at 0, 0. Okay. So let's see if my program will do that. Ooh, it's kind of hard to see that dot right there. I'll put a couple right around there. All right. So it's putting a lot of them there, but you're just supposed to put one so you can see the x-intercept is 0, 0. All right, next thing we're going to do is the y-intercept. Well, if the x-intercept is 0, 0, the y-intercept is 0, 0. That's not always going to be the case. Sometimes they're going to say like 2, 0, then you'd go over to 2, 0, and maybe this will be 0, 3, and you go up to 0, 3, and you'll have a couple points of the graph. Let's look at the next piece of information. Is it linear? Yes, right? That's what linear right here means. If it says nonlinear, then you're going to have a curve shape, could look like any curve, but this one's going to be a linear function. So it's going to go straight through that point. Now, I don't think we can assume, I hope you can see my mouse moving there on the screen, that it's going to go from the third quadrant to the first quadrant, just, like that. It could go from the second to the fourth, right? Or it could go right along the x-axis. We don't know. Or it could go along the y-axis. So let's get a little more information. Is it continuous? Yeah, I mean, that doesn't help us out a whole lot. That just means that we're not going to ever pick our pencil up when we're graphing. We're just going to leave it on the paper and make a continuous mark on our paper. Okay, this part might be a little confusing. It says for x values that are less than 0, it's positive. Now, what does that mean? So let's go over here, and these are x values that are less than 0. It's telling us that the y value is positive. Right now, they're telling us that it's going through the second quadrant, right? So let's see here for just a second if I can turn my pen on and write a few things over here. Remember that this is the first quadrant. This is the second quadrant. Oh boy, it's not putting my pen down. It's putting lines down. This is the second. Well, let me do it. This program stinks. This is the third quadrant. This is the fourth quadrant down here. All right. Well, I knew that was a mistake trying to use their fancy stuff. So anyways, it's definitely going to go through the second quadrant into the fourth quadrant because they told us that the y values, when x is less than 0, the y values are positive, and then it's going to say the y values are negative for x is greater than 0. That's what this means, positive and negative. The function's positive. They're saying the y values are positive. The function's negative. The y values are negative. So when we get over here, we're going to go down because this is where the y values are negative. Is it? Oh, it's decreasing. So it's decreasing. Of course, it's decreasing because we're going from the second quadrant to the fourth quadrant, and we got to get right through our x and y intercept over there, right? So when you go from left to right, if you're going down, that's decreasing. Okay, you're always considering as x increases, what's the y doing? The y is going down, so that means the function's decreasing. I realize, the language that I'm using right now is maybe easy for some of you guys, and for some of us, it's like, what's he talking about? The y value. Remember, this is the y-axis, so like the y value is positive. I don't know, 4.5, and then when I go over here further to the right, the y value is only 1, and as I go further to the right in the x direction, now the y value is negative. Now the y value is more negative, right? So the function is decreasing as we go along. Okay, so this word decreasing is maybe easy, like I said, for some of us, and for others, it's like, what's he talking about decreasing, right? So yeah, that's a decreasing function right there. Hey, that's the kind of activity that we're going to do in class, and it does relate. Like when you look up here to our homework, I'm gonna turn this picture off here. When you look back here at our homework, I was saying this is really the same concept. So we're going to add it to our notes that we took in section 3. And so let's just look at another one here real quick. and I'm going to try to add some information here. So how would they describe this graph right here? Well, let's go with linearity. It's nonlinear. That's the kind of language that they're going to use to tell us that the function curves. Okay. What is the x-intercept? Well, it's right down here at 0, 0. Okay, so the x-intercept is 0, 0. What is the y-intercept? Oh, it's also 0, 0. Okay, 0, 0. And is it continuous? Yes, it's continuous. Positive? It's positive for all x's greater than 0, it looks like. So positive for x's greater than 0. And then negative, there is no negative because it looks like the domain's been restricted based on this real world problem. So none, there is no negative because it's not ever below the x-axis, and we can't see if we're going to the left at all over here, so we don't know. I guess it's not, so just none. Sorry, I'm mumbling there. Is the function increasing? Well, for certain values, it's increasing. Let me try to color code this. So for this area right in here of the graph, it's increasing all the way up to here, it looks like to me. Then it's increasing from here to here, okay? And then it's increasing from here on forever if that arrow is assuming that we're going up forever. So how would I show that? I would say that for x's greater than or equal to 0 and less than or equal to, what about 2? And for x's that are greater than 4 and less than, I'll say equal to, maybe, what is that, 7? And so I was looking out here, it looks like about 7 to me that it stops increasing. And then from about 10 on, right? So, and x greater than or equal to 10, it's increasing. Now, you notice I don't have the word decreasing up here. There are sections that it's decreasing. So let me get the end behavior out of here and let's put down decreasing. Okay, where's the function decreasing? Oh, shoot, I should have written that in a different color. Oh, I'm gonna undo that. Okay, so I'm gonna change to blue and I'm gonna write in blue decreasing for where it's blue. So I'm gonna highlight the parts where it's decreasing here. Decreasing right in here. Okay, so what is that? From 2 to 4. So for x's greater than 2 and less than 4, and then it's decreasing for 7 to, what about 10, right? So from 7 to 10, probably shouldn't have equal to's on any of these because when it reaches the top, it's not really increasing or decreasing at that spot. So, or when it reaches a minimum, when it reaches a max or a min, I probably should take those off. I'm going to try to take them off. It might totally screw things up here because this program stinks. See what I'm talking about? Erased more than I wanted. So I can't take them off now. Otherwise, it'll erase all these words. All right. Anyways, I hope I'm making that clear where it's decreasing and increasing. And then end behavior. So if I want to get end behavior up here, end behavior, let's put some end behavior down. As x goes toward positive infinity, as we go out toward positive infinity, what is the y doing? Looks like it's going to go toward positive infinity. So I'm going to put positive infinity. There is no end behavior to the left because the function never gets to the left. It's restricted right to 0. So no left end behavior. I'll write that down. No left end behavior. No left. I'm just going to leave it like that. No left end behavior. Okay. Oh man, I hope that makes sense. Thanks for watching my video. I hope that helps somebody.